What's going on YouTube? JT is Reborn here, and welcome back to another edition of my DC comic book reviews. And in this video, we're talking about Batman Detective Comics, issue number 1092. This one is written by Tom Taylor, with art, colors, and cover by Mikel Janín. Right out the get-go, this is Mercy of the Father, Part 3. I really like the Mikel Janín artwork. I think it looks really fantastic throughout this issue, so want to emphasize that the characters all look good in this style, and like I said, the colors and everything really pop off the page and emphasize the moments pretty well. So from a visual standpoint, this is a nice looking comic book. And there are some funny bits in there too, some real Bruce Wayne kind of playboy moments too. Like there's one scene in particular where he takes a character out to dinner and they're like, "Aren't you going to pay for your meals?" Like, "I own the restaurant." Just little stuff like that I like when, Bruce is rich and he uses his money for some of that sort of stuff, like a little bit of that billionaire playboy facade that he kind of puts up sometimes. Like I like some of those little funny bits in there too. And even some of the characters, the way they kind of like side-eye Bruce later on in the issue for doing something well, we'll get into that in a second. But anyway, so we had that kid that was being protected. Damian put it up in this like hotel room for safety purposes. But Asema, the villain, that's still kind of a mystery of who it is. They're definitely kind of setting the stage for this being that character Scarlet, who was the child of Joe Chill, who was delivered by Thomas Wayne. And let's also not forget her middle name is the name of Martha Wayne. So there's definitely some connections there to the Wayne family in some ways, but that doesn't stop old Brucey from doing a little bit of the horizontal like mambo, pop the sop, hide the weasel, all that other sort of stuff. Little Jack Horny, you get where I'm coming from with this drift, and also the Mrs. Doubtfire reference. Always wanted to find a way to work those into a video somehow, and I found a way. But yeah, so anyways, so Bruce also has been taking the effects of that little drug that was kind of there to kind of help him out, and yeah, he's a little bit stronger, he's moving a little bit faster, he seems to be in a little bit less pain, but we don't know the long-term effects of this drug that he's kind of taken, like if it's really giving him some sort of youthful advantage, or there's some other mysterious things at play here, but he's monitoring it carefully along with the help of Oracle. They go to investigate where the kid that was put for safety purposes was, and of course he was killed, but the GCPD is being kind of like blocked off from the scene a little bit as some higher ups are kind of investigating the whole thing. Damian's really angry about the whole thing. I brought him here. This is supposed to put him in like safe hands, and then he was killed. So he's definitely very angry about the whole situation. They have these mysterious figures there. They definitely get into some fights there, and the artwork looks really great. I like the way they're kind of drawn in the style. Like I said, I think Damian looks good in this style, and Batman does too. There's some great panels of action in that too. But as they're kind of investigating things, they find this little Holy Grail looking symbol on there. So it seems to be something in regards to like the Fountain of Youth and Holy Grail or something like that, that's kind of giving people their youths. Maybe it's like an Indiana Jones of the Last Crusade, the best Indiana Jones movie. So Bruce is there. He's like, wow, I'm feeling a lot better as a result of this, Scarlet. Scarlet, who was named, her middle name is after my own mother, is the daughter of Joe, the secret child of Joe Chill and all that other stuff. Wow, isn't this great? I've known you since you were a kid, and I'm a little bit older than you. Why don't we hook up later on? So he takes her out to dinner, and then, yeah, they get it on, pretty hardcore, and he's like, oh, my mind says no, but she's also kind of hot, and, there's some weird things going on internally, because you were in some ways named after my own mom, but I don't care. That's an ass I'm gonna take to town or something. I don't know exactly. I don't know. I'm going a little bit off the wall. But yeah, so Batman fucks Joe Chill's daughter. Just think about that. Batman was like, for my parents, Joe Chill, now I'm going to do the same. I don't know, to your daughter. I don't know. It gets kind of weird in that way. It's like, that's Joe Chill's daughter. Like, your dad literally, like, murdered your parents, and she has a name, her middle name's after your mom, or your dad delivered her, and you've kind of looked after her. It gets really, like, bizarre territory in that regards. I know they're not blood-related or something like that, but I don't know. It's getting to that little kind of somewhat questionable territory, but, she's hot in that, so, and Bruce Wayne's like, Bruce Wayne needs some intel on her and her company, because when he was kind of talking with her earlier on, basically, like, she was kind of like afraid to almost talk, and so he knows that there's something kind of up about this whole thing too. So he gets the little information, kind of plants the device there while she kind of goes off to put on her robe, and using his little Bruce Wayne-ness to kind of get some information. And then so they bring it back to Oracle and that. So how'd you get the information? And they basically, like, Damian and Barbara are basically kind of side-eyeing him. So, and how did you get access to that? Well, I had to get some information. And how did Bruce Wayne get that? So they're like literally side-eyeing him, like, for shame. I mean, he got the information that they kind of needed, but again, he needed Bruce Wayne to kind of like get laid with this chick, and they didn't exactly plan for this to happen, but you know, they were mugged in the moment, and Batman's just like, okay, I'm gonna get a little bit physical here. And so they also come to find out that his sort of new girlfriend, or whatever, that they can kind of make jokes about, like his little friend with benefit there, seems to have some connection with the kids, which, you know, is pretty obvious from the get-go, who were all kind of connected to the orphanage. She seems to have some sort of connection to it, and it looks like your new girlfriend is in business with the prison. So where all these kids are kind of coming from and all that too. So the mystery thickens, the plot thickens, I should say, and the mystery is still kind of intriguing there too. So I liked a little bit of Damian Sass in this issue too, where he just kind of looks at his dad with shame, like, of course. So how'd you get the information? Him and Barbara kind of working off each other, which was pretty fun too. I don't know, like I said, Bruce Wayne doing the horizontal mambo with Joe Chill's daughter. There's just something kind of really, like, I don't know, it just feels really kind of off with that, especially since this was like the secret love child of Joe Chill, and she was also somebody who was kind of named after Martha Wayne in a way. Like, there's just some like weird Oedipus complex stuff kind of going on there that I'm sure somebody's going to kind of do a deep dive into. So yeah, Batman gets around, he does some James Bond stuff, but I don't know, there was just something kind of strange about that too. So yeah, this issue overall, not a bad issue, all things considered. Like I said, the whole Batman banging Joe Chill's daughter thing, I don't know, like I said, she's not blood related or anything like that, you know, she's hot and all that, but I don't know, there's just something kind of strange about that. I don't know how I really feel about that. I'm sure some people are going to be looking like, did Batman really just do that? Yes, he did. It's not like the first time Batman has slept around with somebody that was in a questionable kind of context. I mean, let's never forget the Killing Joke movie from 2016, which I remember seeing that back in theaters, and I will never forget the theater reaction to that scene when they get right there on that rooftop and they go to Pound Town, and just everyone in the theater is like, oh, like just the collective gasp of everyone in the audience. Like, did we just actually see that happen? Did they actually put that into a movie? Yes, they did. Bruce Timm and that were like, you know what? I'm going to have my weird ship kind of be put at the forefront in some capacity. Let's throw this in the movie. And yeah, so I don't know. Like I said, it's just kind of strange. Batman's banging Joe Chill's daughter, and now we're here right now. But the mystery at the Asema stuff and the artwork is pretty nice too. So, but I don't know, that whole thing with Batman and all the weird stuff kind of going on psychologically with that, I don't know how I feel about it. So I'm curious to know what you all think about it. Post your comments down below. Be sure to like this video, share it with your friends, all that other fun stuff. Hope you liked the video. Got a few more left, and then we'll be kind of wrapped up with the comic book reviews for 2024, which is crazy to think about. I didn't expect to throw some Mrs. Doubtfire references in there, but I found a way to do it, so I was kind of happy with that. And if you haven't seen that movie, go check it out. It's one of Robin Williams' best films. I love it, so I was like, oh, I'll throw some Mrs. Doubtfire references into this video. Didn't expect that, but yeah, I'm getting off track. Got a couple more videos to kind of catch up on here, and I think there was one I missed from like last week, which was like Absolute Batman, which I was kind of looking like, did I miss that? Yeah, I did. So I'm going to try and get that one out there as well, and a few other comic book titles. And then we should be all wrapped up for the year of 2024 in terms of comic book reviews. So look forward to all that stuff, and should be fun. All right, peace out, everyone.